Check a Pro Joe here on the Check a Pro radio show. You know, a lot of us take our air conditioning and heating units for granted. I don't think we necessarily take good care of them. We just expect them to work when we turn the thermostat to a certain number. Got a question for Jimmy Carpenter. He is from AC Today. How you doing, Jimmy?
Doing well. How you doing today?
I am living the dream. Thank you so much for asking. So questions come into the radio program. How often should I get my AC unit serviced? And that's an interesting question because when people move into a house, the realtor says, here are the keys. Okay. And so we turn the water on. We expect the water heater to work and have water pressure. We go to the thermostat and we type in 72 and expect it to go to 72. And we don't often think about it until something goes wrong. But these systems need to be maintained, don't they?
Yes, they do. Just like maintaining your car, you got to keep the oil change in your car, and air conditioning units pretty similar.
So in modern cars, something on the dashboard might come up saying, time to change your oil. I know there are thermostats that you can also program that'll say it's time to get service, time to change a filter and so forth. But a lot of people aren't using that. So how often should someone get their system serviced?
Recommend twice a year, right before the spring and right before the fall. There's different components that we need to look at and make sure everything is going to be running properly before we get into either cold or hot season.
So in the spring, it's important to take a look at things because the system is going to be wanting to pull the heat out of the air. That's air conditioning. It pulls the heat out of the air. And then in the fall, the heating system is going to want to warm up the air to heat us on the cooler days. And so I think that's a great idea. Certainly before the summer heat, have your air conditioning system looked at. And then before we need our heaters, our furnaces, have that looked at in the fall. What happens if people don't and they just let it go?
Well, it's probably going to break. And it's only going to be either on the weekend when you got plans or family is over, and it's going to be inconvenient. And then it's probably going to be more expensive than if they would have kept it serviced.
You know, what you said is so true. Inevitably, in August, on a Sunday at 2:00 in the afternoon, your air conditioning system goes kaput. Could be something simple as a capacitor, but it doesn't matter. Homeowner can't fix it. It's down. And now it's like an emergency call after hours special, which is always challenging. But even so, even if you can get a technician out there right away, you still have a house full of family or friends. It's not good. But if you get it maintained throughout the year, there are less surprises because you guys have measurement tools to look at all kinds of things.
Right.
So what are you looking for when you go out and you do an inspection, a maintenance check twice a year?
Just any signs that any wear and tear. We're checking freon levels. We have a 25-point checklist that we go through and check parts and make sure they're in range, manufacturer spec range. Just make sure everything's clean, drain lines clean. Just basic stuff like keeping the filter clean. That can cause issues. But just going through it, just checking all the components, and then it's keeping everything clean as possible. And that will keep having any breakdowns.
You know, that's pretty simple, and I would agree with you. If people could just have their systems maintained by cleaning them, having them clean, replacing the filter on a regular basis or filters, keeping the coils free of debris, that would make a huge difference right there. It'll be more efficient to begin with. You'll probably save money on your electric bill and less wear and tear on the system.
Yeah, in our area, we run into a lot of drain lines that stop up. So if you don't keep the filters clean, then the debris that don't catch the filters get on the coil or run down into the drain, stops the drain up, and then it shuts the system down.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you don't want to have that drain have an overflow problem. Now, there are some things to prevent hands and so forth, but But at some point, you could have an accident, and that's where you have these mini little floods, right? It comes in through the ceiling, need to replace the ceiling, and that's not comfortable.
No, we've had situations where the homeowner has been out of town on vacation and come back to 3 stories up ceiling fell through.
Yep. And honestly, most people really aren't qualified to maintain their own system. It's best to have Jim and his team come out and take a look twice a year. It's easy for you guys because it's what you do every day. You see things that the homeowner won't see because you know what to look for. And for the small amount of money it costs to have Jimmy and his team come out, you'll potentially save thousands of dollars on wear and tear, efficiency, and you hopefully won't have to replace the sheetrock and the carpet that got ruined from the water, which is from the condensation, which is a real thing. People don't know how much water's coming off that system in the summertime. It's a lot.
Yeah. Gallons.
Yeah. And it can make a real mess. Jimmy, as always, you've been very helpful today here on the program. I appreciate your time.
Anytime.